Hello, everybody. Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate this opportunity to speak to you all. I'm sorry my voice isn't at its most beautiful, but if you can't understand what I'm saying, just ask questions. I'll try not to take up too much of your valuable time. I'm here to speak to you about the Ecological Archive, which is a nonprofit based out of California dedicated to gathering and providing free to the world sensor data from nature. It is our hope that this nature data will be going into the creation of ecological artificial intelligence, as well as many other things that can benefit the world. We are not out to create singular intelligence, nor to develop the next algorithm necessary to make something greater than what we have possible. We believe the algorithms are good enough. It's the data that matters. And in this age of building machines that perpetuate our own ignorance based on our words and the knowledge that we have gathered in our limited time, I believe it's very important to provide the objective truth, the unbiased perspective of nature to these machines that think so fast we look like rocks. Any questions? Yes, sir.
Sensors are you using?
Hold on, we got one in the front and then one in the back. Go ahead, please.
What kind of sensors are you using?
What kind of sensors are we using? That's a great question. I would like to use all the sensors. We're thinking of multiple different kinds of approaches, some crowdsourced using cell phones, some intensive studies on coral reefs or in forests where we use gravimetric, radiological, radio spectrum up and down, hyperspectral cameras, infrared, audio, video, and all of the different technologies that reliably provide a true picture of what that data means holistically when you all combine it.
What's the most underrated sensor?
The most underrated sensor is, I think it's like the quantum-based gravimetric sensor that allows us to see and feel further than we ever have before. Go ahead.
Why aren't the gajillion gigabytes of nature data on the internet already good enough?
I can't speak to that in entirety, but I will say, what about the peta, what's a big number?
Yada!
What about the yada bytes of data that are existing but not available to the public?
What's objective truth?
Objective truth is what we live in. There's this idea that the subjective experience is all that can be, that is perpetuated in Western culture, when in fact we are all connected. It's a scientific mistake to say that we can delineate with logic what is life and what is not. Only a picture of everything, a picture that is not focused on ourselves, like humanity staring into the pool of Narcissus. Dylan.
Oh, I'm just waving at people.
Oh, thank you, buddy. Shout out to Dylan. He's done a lot of work today. Yes, sir. What's your question?
So what do you hope is the outcome of collecting all this data for the ecological intelligence?
My hope of the outcome of this is to provide new jobs to loggers and indigenous people going around non-destructively creating nature data. My hope is that virtual reality games can use artificial intelligence to create the diversity necessary to make a virtual world, livable. Because I made VR games, I studied the metaverse, I worked on that, and I came to the conclusion that there is nothing in an algorithm that can create a world rich enough for life except life itself. Aurelia.
Okay, so nature's pretty brutal.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Why are we training the AIs to be brutal like nature is?
Well, there's a question of AI alignment. So like our computer's gonna rise up like in the Terminator. I don't think it plays out that way, but thank you, James Cameron, for that movie, getting us all thinking about it. And I'm sorry for the successive movies. But I do believe that ethics exists outside of us. There is a bigger whole. And in terms of ethics, either we got ethics from God, in which case God help us, or ethics came from nature, in which case it's our best shot at creating an ally in addressing the planet's problems.
This is the nature where most organisms are parasites, to confirm, or is this a different world?
Well, if you and me are parasites, let's get along.
Thank you, Chris. We will now hear from another Chris, LS.